You're listening to Plastic Consumption, a radio documentary on 90.3 FM WMSC Upper Montclair, New Jersey, on people's consumption and reuse of plastic. Imagine a world full of clear and hard materials that are hard to break down and recycle. Well, that's our world and planet today, a world full of billions of tons of plastic and plastic products and materials that are being piled up on our landfills and now in our oceans, killing thousands of sea creatures. This needs to stop. People's consumption and waste of plastic needs to change today. When you think of plastic, what springs to mind? Toys? A plastic bag? Or a plastic water bottle? Of course you would, but how about a woolly jumper or an antique oak wardrobe? Plastic is in everything and all around us, in the air that we breathe and the water that we drink. Let's travel back in time to the 1900s, to when plastic was invented and came about. In 1907, Belgian-American Leo Hendrik Baekeland invented the first plastic based on a synthetic polymer made from phenol and phthalate. Moving forward to the 1950s.
In the 1950s, a new material burst onto the scene and changed the world forever. The genius alchemy of coal and oil provides the material, and revolutionary machinery presses, stamps, and molds the material into a wide variety of products. This material came to be known as plastic.
Plastics are made up of polymers made from carbon. Those polymers are hard to decompose and break down, making it hard to recycle and get rid of plastic, making it all be piled up in landfills and in our oceans. As more people discover what plastic waste is doing to our environment and planet, they start to think on whether they should replace plastic with natural materials that degrade over time, or should they just stop throwing away as much plastic and reuse it. Let's hear from those who are reusing their plastic that they consume every day.
I'm Zachary Abrascato, and I typically consume plastic that is just kind of given to me from stores, or always try my best to reuse it, whether it be for trash bags. I usually tend to avoid a lot of plastic, so I usually use like paper bags or any other sort of alternative to make sure that I'm not fully using plastic and not wasting so much.
So my name is Christopher Giacomini. The thing I reuse the most is probably refillable water bottles. I cycle through them. I have a few so they don't get dirty, but I try to keep refilling these to cut down on plastic waste, and it's also a cheaper alternative because buying water bottles over and over adds up over time. Usually do take plastic bags to carry food, but then I reuse it as a garbage bag. So is it all bad?
So, what can you consume and use instead of plastic today?
So I usually use like paper bags or any other sort of alternative to make sure that I'm not fully using plastic and not wasting so much.
The thing I reuse the most is probably refillable water bottles.
Instead of me using paper bags, I'll just bring a reusable bag. But if, say, I didn't bring my reusable bag, I'll have a paper bag and I'll recycle it if I can, or I'll use the paper bag as just a reusable thing if I want to buy items.
You can also consume and use eco-friendly products and packaging made from trash, recycled plastic, or materials that are biodegradable, as they are much easier to dispose and break down and recycle.
I would say a big thing if someone wanted to start reusing things to help with the plastic is just reusable water bottles, because you drink a lot of water, you're not recycling anything, and you're not throwing out anything.
So, remember to avoid consuming plastic of all kinds as much as possible, apart from those that you just cannot avoid, like plastic cups and cutlery when out and about. Reuse the plastic that you consume over and over again, and try using alternatives made from trash, recycled plastic, or materials that are biodegradable to help save our planet and our oceans. Thank you for listening to Plastic Consumption on 90.3 FM WMSC Upper Montclair, New Jersey.